lightener for Ashley. Why was my lightener not mixed prior to me? So it won't be
Because
weak.
it'll start oxidizing if you.
It starts to oxidize. It also starts to dry out. Lightener is not like color. Color runs and will saturate other areas. Lightener, that's why they tell you 1/8 of an inch for sectioning, because it's not going to run and it will actually dry out if you don't have enough product. So I'm mixing really good. You want to mix until you see all of your powder disintegrated, but you do not want to over mix, because that can also cause it. So once you see it where you need to do, you don't keep mixing. Like some people mixing like they're mixing the cake and just continue. But all you're going to do is, like she said, it's oxidizing. It's going to make that lightener dry out. So you want to mix it. Once I don't see any bubbles and I got a nice smooth consistency, then I move on. Nice smooth consistency. No more bubbles. Thank you. And I have an assistant or somebody kind of take that for me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and they rub that right on my hair. Make the booty shine.
Okay, so with flat foiling, what did I say the objective was?
Get closer to the scalp.
To get close to the scalp. So I like to take a little section away from the section I'm working with. Pop it in.
Wait a minute. Hold up, huh?
Now if you notice, look down.
That's a weaving comb.
That's a weaving comb
Why you gotta get no one around there?
at the hair show. Okay, so with flat foiling, you want to lift this hair and push it up, and then you want to lay the foil right into the scalp area. Uh-oh, that ain't work.
Does the hair side show up? Be able to see.
It's gonna be on YouTube. I'll send you the link. I'll give everybody the link.
Oh, wow, I'm holding it. I'm starting mid shaft because what?
You don't want to convert hot roots and
Exactly.
porous ends.
I'm starting mid shaft because I don't want hot roots and porous ends. And then I'm going to get as close as I can to the bend of the foil. Then I'm going to lay the other foil on top. Tilt your head a little bit, Ashley. I'm sorry.
So the foil is looking as
The way I'm doing like Ashley's foils, I'm going to do 2 weaves and a slice. Now the first time I used my weaving comb, but here's another method you can use. I learned this when I learned the flat foiling technique. You are actually going to insert the pin tail of your comb, and once you insert, it'll keep you on the top level of that hair without going really deep into the interior of that section. The purpose of the shampoo and not a conditioner is to hold the foils in place. You notice I push the hair all the way forward. I lay it in. Paint a little bit on the foil. Bring it down.
So you're using conditioner to hold down the first foil?
I'm using shampoo only. Why am I not using conditioner?
Because then it'll condition
Dilute
the hair,
it.
it'll open up those cuticles.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not using conditioner because I am going to tone afterwards, and conditioner closes the cuticle and will prevent the proper toning process. So I'm going really close. Why am I not going to the tip of the foil?
Because it'll push.
Because it's going to expand and push. I don't necessarily have to do that. However, when you see this result, It's going to be really, really close to the scalp. You know how some people you lighten the hair and it still looks like they have 1 to 2 inches of new growth. The purpose of flat foiling is to eliminate that.
I could tell you something you're doing wrong.
What am I doing?
With your gloves.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
But she used to doing that, and she used to not wear gloves, so that's why.
We got to make sure.
No.
That's all right. We're gonna be in the color mod when you come next week, so you're good. No.
We passed that.
Can somebody get me another small glove, please? Because that one's good. Now the purpose, y'all saw I had my gloves and I did start without them. No, those are extra large. Yes, for something else. I need a. And even when I slice Ashley's hair, I'm gonna take this end out and I'm gonna take that end out. Just
So it's like
because,
it's pickable, like kind of hiding.
yeah.
You don't wanna see that.
On the side of her hair.
That visible,
hairline.
yes. I'm taking all that into consideration. I'm putting the shampoo on. I'm lifting it up. That foil,
Shampoo?
that foil is going right onto that part like a hairline. You know how when you put the bonding glue right onto the scalp? I'm doing the same thing. Can somebody get me another pintail? Anybody? Oh, I'm sorry.
You want to use this foiling one or this one right here?
Hold that one.
Okay.
Either one.
Do you see how close this foil is getting to the scalp?
Yeah, it's on there.
You don't want to part with metal. You want to scratch it.
But when you're doing it like that with the brush, it won't cause a line of demarcation.
No, you won't see it.
But she ain't foiling.
That's what she was talking about.
Hmm? You say what? What she said?
No, we're talking about the comb.
Yeah.
Not you.
Y'all talk with her in something other than the pintail? Small section out from what I sectioned off. I use my weaving comb and put it in. I put my shampoo, I do. But with my thing, I can do the same thing. It's the same thing.
Are you not doing the shampoo all the way to the end?
It's just there to hold the foil. Yes.
It holds the foils, and then it also allows the foils to slip out really easily when you get to the bowl. Carly knows that, right, Carly?
Yes, I don't know why you couldn't tell her.
When Carly did her last foil, we flat foiled it.
Does that also avoid the bleeding of the colors to the other?
It also avoids the bleeding of the color.
So this would have helped me out with my redhead on Friday.
Lisa.
Y'all want to be on camera?
Remember what we do too? We want to actually kind of go against the natural growth pattern to ensure. I can sense that I'm gonna have to wash Ashley's hair quick. Because she was actually extremely porous. Notice I go back and I put a little bit more lightener. I'm putting a little bit more lightener because you want to ensure that it's saturated. Really nice. Lay the foil on top.
No, she's not doing it. So it's kind of like peekaboo. If you pull it up, you won't really see where it starts and where it begins.
Like a line of
Where
demarcation.
it begins, where it starts, where it begins, where it begins, where it begins.
I wish I had one of those little clips that kind of help me to.
So is that more of, that's okay, let me try. Is that more of an advanced technique?
Yes, it is.
Because you have to have a steadier hand, or you have to be be more precise.
You gotta be more precise. You gotta know how to use the of it like here. Because why did we say we do that? Why did we say we don't go all the way to the tip of the foil?
So we won't get hot roots. Expand.
Because it expands. It's gonna move the lightener's gonna move its way up. Before we actually started this process though, what was the most important part of this was sharing with them that before you do any lightening process, you need to know where you're going. A lot of times they'll mix color and things like that. And so what I was sharing with them is that if we started with Ashley at a level 2 and she's going to a level 6, the first thing we're going to expose is dark red. So if we want to eliminate that dark red, that would need to happen in the formulation process. However, what do we choose for Ashley?
A level 2. Oh, 6 RV.
We chose a level
Red
6
violet.
RV. So if she exposes the red brown, would we need to neutralize? No, we wouldn't, because red is actually what she wants
In
to
there.
see.
Gotcha.
And so we also determined that we were taking her to a level 6. And if we take her to a level 6 and and that would be an orange undertone, would that be safe to put a red on top of it? It would. However, if we took her to a 7 or 8, why wouldn't it be safe to put a red on top of that? It would turn orange, because when you mix red and yellow, it makes orange. So we definitely got to make sure we keep her in this stage when we're lightening. Now, if we were, because of Ashley's formulation, to get her in the level 7, what would happen?
Why you out of here?
It would cancel out because we chose a what? What's her? Violet. We chose the red violet for her as going to be her color when we complete her toning color. And so that violet would neutralize any of that yellow if necessary. Anytime you want to neutralize something, what do you have to do when you want to neutralize? You need to use the color that's
That
opposite the
cancels.
color wheel. So if we were trying to cancel out red, we would use green. And we were trying to cancel out yellow, we would use violet. And because we chose red violet, if we get her to a yellowy stage, it will cancel it out. And yes. Now, if we just use 6R, which was 6 red, and we put it on there, then she'd be orange.
Gotcha. Look at you guys.
Yeah, to give you
Scared of y'all.
science
I'm
to
like,
it.
this is why I sound like I know what I'm doing, but I really don't.
My pen tail.
Remember a few
To my pen
words.
tail.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh,
Right?
So how are we taking, what's helping us to get close in flat foiling? What's the thing that's helping us get close?
The foil.
It's the technique. It's the technique. It's the way you do. So what you do with this process, remember I told you the way I learned is you stick your teeth in a little bit, and then it's only allowing you to lift up what's on the surface rather than go down into the hair. Usually when people weave, they take this whole section and they weave. And so you're going really, really far down, and so you have thick bands when you're weaving. But if you take this in, or either you take your weaving comb, some of our students purchased these when they went to the hair show, and you stick it in, it's only going to help you take that hair that's on the top surface. And if you take the hair that's on the top surface, I'm sorry, when it dug in a little bit too far, that's what's going to make you have a part, and when you lay that foil right in between that part, it gets you right up on the scalp. I prefer this one. Sticking it in.
Be excited to see when it's done.
We lifted Ashley and checked her bottom 2 foils, and what did we see so far?
That's her favorite.
We saw the lift. It started in the lift with 20 volume.
Yeah.
She was already getting to like the orange phase. I do need just a tad bit more
Developer.
developer. What is that telling me? My scoop was a little bit too much. I wanted to ensure when I see us working out there on the floor, we are not using the blueprint. Why?
I have my blueprint
The
written out.
blueprint is your best friend. It tells you what you need to do and where you need to go. It's going to prepare you to be an excellent stylist. You're going to be above the rest. That blueprint is so essential, and it gives you the consultation right in front of you.
Right.
You don't have to think up questions. slicing. Why did I say we were doing that? Nope, she wanted to be between a talk and the screen.
So you do half and
So
half.
with
Half
my
talks,
weaving-
half screen.
Exactly. With my weaving, I'm talking. With my slicing, I'm screaming.
In other words, her hair is bipolar. Bipolar, talking and screaming. Okay, I'm bipolar too, y'all.
She said they have bipolar, talking and screaming. Weaves,
Photoshop.
photoshopped.
Hallelujah. She preaching. Some of them have that natural hair color. Yeah, all that play coming apart, the natural color, the tone, and all that. So we just lightening right now. We trying to get her lighter. We ain't putting that depositing the color on, right? Correct?
No, we're just trying to lighten her to the level that we desire. Okay, here, Zaria just asked the question. We trying to lighten her to the level she desires. Why are we using lightener and just not putting the color on?
Because color don't make color. Color can't deposit onto color.
You're lifting up
No, she has natural. Tell us why again, Rosalinda.
because she's a level 2 and you want to get her to a level 6, so that's 4 lifts.
Anytime you want to do 4 or more levels of lift in that person's hair, you need to choose a lightener first.
It has to be a 6.
If you want the degree of lightness that you're. So if she was a 3, I could have put
You
the
could.
6 on her and went from there.
Right.
But because she was a 2, we needed to pre-lighten her.
Okay, that was a good question.
That was a great question,
Yes.
Zaria. Thank you.
Hold it. Oh, I'm sorry. It's that shampoo.
Shampoo. The 4 goes right at the scalp, right in the parting, and you lift it back. See how close you are?
That's what Miss Liz was talking about when I were doing Ashley hair, Alicia hair, and she was like, "That's a double process," because she wanted to go red too.
So y'all lightened her and then put the red on?
Right, that's what she was saying. Because I'm thinking we could just go ahead and put that 6 RV on there.
That's
But she
what
was
her
like,
hair
you're going to
was
have
too
to
dark.
lighten her first. So now it comes together. You said you can also highlight natural hair with the 5-6 level. That's what it is. Gotcha.
I said what?
It said, you can also highlight natural hair level that's at a 5 or 6. Like if with high lift colors. High lift colors, it said
Yes,
hair needs to be at a 5 or 6 natural level color just to apply the high lift.
Okay, so Tila was looking at her notes. The reason we didn't use a high lift color because your high lift colors, you need to already start with a natural 5 or lighter, depending on the maker. I think Goldwell says that you need to be at a 6. I think some of your other brands say you need to be at a 5 or a 6. Then you could use a high lift color. Usually your high lift color has your lift and your toning in one process. So you wouldn't have to do the 2. But usually your high lift colors are used with what volume of peroxide? Does anybody know?
30. 20. 10.
40.
Just apply it? Okay.
Double 40.
Oh.
Yes, use your high lift colors. If you use
That's why it's high
40
lift.
mLs of the color, you use 80 mLs of the developer. So it's double the developer. Huh? We've used high lift color here.
And you should, and it has to be a level at a level 6, you said?
Yes.
So that should get you like, right?
It's high lift is gonna get you to 11. 10 is your normal where you get you to the pale yellow. High lift is gonna get you in the level into your platinum colors. 11 in your platinum.
Is it safe to do that?
Yes, it's safe.
Because it's highlight.
I mean,
already light.
anything you do with color and lightener is gonna come with its,
I just be scared of cons, risks.
yes, it's gonna come with its risk. And for a natural.
be like a 2-to-1 ratio. Yeah, that's what I'm talking.
Yes, it is a 2-to-1 ratio.
She was saying in order to use a high level, your level already like 6.
Walk, you're gonna fall.
You
So because we've already determined that we want to lift to the orange